this morning after thinking about what one of the Circle Sisters had brought to my attention. So, how do we change? You gave me so many things to start progress, but how do we change the old? So, on the way to the hairdresser this morning, let's talk about it a little bit. How do we change? Our mind is powerful. We set intentions, and we surround those with things that will put our mind at ease while we set intentions. Have you ever heard that a person was sick? Or, no, let's do this. One of our Circle Sisters is in the health field. And when it's time for us to transition, to go and meet our ancestors, have you ever heard that your willpower will stop you from leaving until a certain person comes in and then you release? Our mind is powerful. So if you set intentions of, okay, I'm here now in order to accomplish what I need to accomplish. I'm here now to rise to that occasion. That's when you begin to knock out the blocks, take away anything in your way because you set intentions. So what do? We go by water. Water manifests. We are water. We are a portion of water. So we go by water. We meditate. When we take our baths, we sit in the water and we may add something, roses and flowers or frequencies. We set frequency music when we sleep in order to heal internally. We take time to ourselves and listen. So after we pray, and I don't know if that's too loud for you guys or not, but after we pray, we sit. We sit with ourselves in order to hear. Now, not everybody believes in God. Some people believe in the universe. Some people believe in their higher self. Whatever you believe in. I'm not here to be a person that says, okay, this is right, this is right. I'm telling you what needs to be done. You can incorporate Florida water, orange blossom water, whatever fits for you. But start the process. Start the process of journaling your feelings. What happens when I journal? Journaling's not going to heal me. Okay, I put my feelings on paper. I can be transparent there. I don't have to worry about, my ego getting in the way. I am fluent on paper. This is between me, myself, and whatever I believe in. Once you put it on paper, take yourself back. I have an anger problem. Have. So, what did I do? I took myself back to where I remember it originated. I was a product of domestic violence. So, in my mind, I'm never going to allow any man to put their hands on me. I'm a whop, bam, boom. That is what set the tone for me. So I went back to where I remember as a child, I felt that, I felt unsafe. And I held that barrier as I grew up to say, I'm not going to take that. Those are things that sets the mark for us in our early part of our life. Okay? This is why I felt like this. Or maybe, there was sexual molestation and it put a spin in my life that made me feel this way when I'm intimate. Do you just decide that I'm going to be that way for the rest of my life and I'm never going to change? well, this is not for you. Am I saying that it takes time? Yes, it will take progress, but whatever makes you feel good, whatever gets you to the steps that you are acknowledging in order to heal. We came here with being free, childlike mind. We came here being free. Along the way, we picked up baggage, we picked up burdens. But before we leave, we release them. We live our authentic self. We live to be our authentic self. So, the journaling, the incense burning, the flowers, the softer version of you. One person said they didn't know how to let it down. Okay, so what we do, what does that person look like to you? That's what you journal. That's your first journal prompt. In order to be my best version of me, what does that look like? That might look like I am no longer catering to phone calls during this time because I need to be with myself, with my emotions, with my feelings in order to heal. That may be, but it's progress. So we don't just say, okay, I never want to pay my bills by myself again. No, we adapt the mindset of this step is going to take me here. This step is going to take me here, ultimately to be here. I think for me, and I'm not campaigning for you to pick me. If this doesn't resonate, I just wanted you to start your journey, your spiritual journey, your religious journey, whatever you need to start. But start. So, in order to heal you, you have to understand you. And me being almost 50 years old, I didn't understand me completely. And so there are tools to help you understand, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What is it that I'm supposed to accomplish? It tells you, you come here with a blueprint. That blueprint gives you insight. It's, when I read mine, I was blown away. Like, this is true. How did somebody know? Like, what, how did that? I was amazed. I was amazed on how it fit. Now, I have no more illusion of, or perceptions that did not fit in my life. I'm secure. Those that knew me may see a difference in me. Those that don't, you might see, just what you're getting today. But I think what happened was, because in my chart, I'm a spiritual leader. So with all that being said, I'm like, you took me through all this and that in order to hear me, to put me here. Okay, I rise to the occasion. I accept the challenge. So what that looks like for me, I'm not perfect. Never going to proclaim to be perfect. If you followed me on Facebook for a little bit, you see I definitely am not perfect. But I've set my intentions to accomplish what is meant to accomplish in this lifetime. So I'm dedicated to my purpose. And there's nothing that's going to stop me. So even if sickness comes into your body in the midst of your mission, I don't know why that was dropped into my spirit, but let's go with it. Even if sickness is a part of your, sometimes hurdles come along, but it's for a purpose, right? And my feeling in that is, you've given me the knowledge of how to talk to myself, how to heal myself, how to incorporate certain herbs. So my daughter had lupus, or she still has lupus. She won't allow me to heal her totally. So this was probably, and I'm not good with time, bear with me, I want to say maybe 2017, she was knocking on death's doorstep. She had water around her heart. I can't remember what that medical term is, but she dropped like 50 or 60 pounds within maybe a couple months. So she wasn't doing too good. And I had never, ever, ever had any experiences with healing, but I had love. And my love carried me all the way. My determination carried me all the way. So, you know, I got to researching. I got to, you know, praying over her, setting that atmosphere. And I mean, I got to being a prayer warrior. Not today. You're not going to take my baby today. You know, I got to opening them windows. I got to slinging oil in that room. I got to calling the atmosphere. And that's when I knew I had power. I knew God ordained me with power. Because if you're not here, if it's not here or here, that doesn't happen. I start binding and casting and calling it as it is. Now, I'll be ready to box her down because, you know, she's back to normal and and you know, she is here. But I'm thankful, I'm grateful that time period showed me who I am. So it's experiences like those that gives you the power to know who you are. Hear me. I'm not just talking to you. I'm speaking to your spirit. I am now casting seeds in order for you to understand who you are, what your mission is. And I am telling you that you are now able to put that in place. If I can help you, I'm willing. So, I do spiritual readings. Lord, I have been blessed with reading people's energy. I didn't understand it all the time. I didn't like it all the time, but I'm here. I can tell you what's going to happen before it happens. I didn't understand it all the time, but I'm here. So now I'm walking in my fullness. And whatever that looks like, God told me to quit my job. I'm not meant to work. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. How am I going to pay my bills? I drive a BMW, Lord. But you know, if he takes all that from me today, all I want to do is walk in my purpose. Because that means that the greater blessing is on my way. And I speak in him, but ultimately, I believe that we have God in us. We are. You know, I was raised, so some of my terminology still may come across as he, him, but I believe that there is source. I do believe that source gives us a part of source, you know, and we're able to accomplish and make this time on earth grand. So I am later today at 7, I will be pre-recording certain things and I will come live because today is about healing. Today is about peeling back those layers in order to get to the root. And I had to drop this because it came, and you know, I'm the kind of person that if I'm told to do something in my spirit, I obey. I abide by what is given to me. No matter how it makes me feel, no matter how, because the message is not always for me. It may be for a sister in the circle. Even if I reach one, I've accomplished my goal. So I'll see you at 7 today with the pre-recording because we had technical difficulties for whatever reason, but my message will still flow. We still will get who we need to reach, and we will continue on and grow bigger and bigger as time permits. And I'm not, numbers mean nothing to me. As I said, I'm here for service, but I know there is a purpose, and I invite you to invite other souls that are like you, other people that you know that just doesn't understand, how do I reach that next hurdle? Maybe it's meant for me to speak to them, but whatever it is, be obedient to what what that inside voice is telling you, because that's how you maneuver through life, and that's how you win. And in our sister circle, it's all about winning. I'll talk to you soon.